Hello, 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 YouTube. Sexy voice, huh? You're looking at the very sexy couch of Harley Benton, the Harley Benton couch. No space for humans, but still very sexy. Okay, Leslie can turn around now, and she might actually see me in a very cool pose, kind of like, hello. Okay, hi. I'm talking to this mic because camera mics suck. Obviously, there will be individual demos of these guitars, but since you clicked like crazy motherfuckers on an unboxing video where you didn't hear a single thing of these guitars, I thought I might as well document my first impressions. Well, some of them might be second impressions, some of them not. I've played 3 or 4 of these guitars already, but we're gonna look at a couple of the flaws that we can instantly see, and we're also gonna hear the guitars in clean through the Carl Martin. And here's a quick setup. Carl Martin Custom Shop 50, insane amp! On clean. Going first through the Strymon dig for just a tiny bit of delay. Reverbish kind of delay. And that's being mic'd with an E609 Sennheiser. With the Millennium amp clamp. Link in the description below. Actually, in the description below, I'm gonna put links to all of these guitars. If this demo that we're doing right here, or the experience firsthand, is enough for you to make a buying decision, please make that buying decision through my link so I get some Thomann points. And that's going into a Universal Audio 4710D. But just clean, and we're gonna look at these guitars and get a quick idea of the tone. I can already tell you, impressive. And we're gonna start with the, I don't even know what the model number is. I'm just gonna call it like you're gonna call it. I don't work for Thomann. They can't call it that. I can call it that. I can call it the PRS style. I think that's legit. Is that legit? She doesn't know. So let's call it the PRS style. We're gonna start looking at it. I don't know what it's called. Hello, do you want to see the PS? Huh? Well, in the unboxing video, I've referenced, and I said, well, these fake tops. What does that mean? Well, this could be a photo top. It could be real wood. If it is, it's probably this thin. I mean, we're talking about a guitar. I don't even know the price of this. I've gotten careful about mentioning prices in my demos because prices change. I'm saying a Strymon pedal is $2.99. All of a sudden, the dollar goes up and it's $3.29. Now it's $3.49. All of a sudden, my video is dated. So I'm careful about referencing prices. I'm just gonna say in the vicinity of, I'm thinking a little bit over €200. And in this price range, this has no rival. Definitely not visually. And I think what we can say about all these guitars, right off the bat, let me check something. Yes. Is that if you stand roughly where Leslie is standing right now, which means where you're standing, or where you're standing, these guitars look absolutely stunning. When you get a little bit closer, here or there, you might see some flaws. Again, we're talking about guitars that are about the price of a pedal. A decent pedal is about the price of this. And it's a lot simpler in design, a lot simpler in build. So, here we have the, I don't know what it's called. Does it say that anywhere? The PRS style. It's got an insane flame. If you wanted this as a... Hey, Congo. As a real top, we are talking about a thick maple top from a custom shop luthier. This would be probably at least 5,000. So, what I can see is, in terms of flaws, let's go there. Woods. I look at the wood, and I'm not a luthier. I don't know tons of shit about wood, but I'm just gonna give you my impression. I've been wrong about these things, and I haven't even looked at the features, which will be in the big demo. But of course, it looks like mahogany. How many pieces? Tough to say. Mahogany neck. This might be an ebony fretboard. The fretboard is not too pretty. The knobs are not in the top, so there's no recession for it. So they're a little bit crooked. Leslie, if you could come here. On some of these Harley Bentons, I've seen that the middle of the guitar wasn't necessarily the middle. So what's the middle for me? Well, I look at the bridge and I see that it goes through the middle of the bridge, the middle of the pickups, and on this one it is. On some older models, I've seen that the middle isn't necessarily the middle. It is not absolutely centered on the pin, on the rear pin, which is a tiny detail, but I'm mentioning it. But at least it's in the middle. On the SC450, not the SC, the L450, the older Les Pauli type guitar, Pauli, the middle wasn't even the middle. So, but here it is. Let's look at some of the flaws. Can you zoom in on this part? Can you see this? Right here? So that looks as if there's some glue left over. I don't know if I can scratch this off. I don't know if I can get this fretboard to look a lot nicer. The frets are roughly, they're not rough, but up here I notice there is some glue from something left on the frets. So you might want to go ahead and polish these when you get the guitar. Let me check. Let me check what happens if we put some fretboard conditioner on it, if we can get some shine out of this thing. Because it looks really dry and not too pretty. The guitar looks extremely pretty. The fretboard, kind of shabby. So maybe it just needs some loving. No dirt coming off. So you might want to give the fretboard some love, get some of the glue off the frets so it's easier to bend. Boink. You can see that the head is actually glued on around the second fret. Right here, can you see this? Okay. Pretty typical neck joint here. I can tell you this much, the tuning heads, whatever tuners they are, there's no name on it, so it's not Goto, whatever, Schaller, Sperzel, nothing. Most of the guitars that I already held and tuned tune extremely well. I mean, for guitars in this price range, a good set of tuners will run you at least $50. Can't believe that they're this expensive, but they tune extremely well. So we're going to use, of course, the Polytune clip, which is the best clip tuner right now on the market. Okay, we want the E. So let's look at intonation, which of course people ask me, how is this guitar set up when it arrives? Well, it is set up as this. Leslie, can you see the action? You don't know what the action is, huh? You would like some action, wouldn't you? Actually, when she's bending down like this, I can see her boobs really well. You can't. So I'm taking some time off right here too. Okay, I'm done. So the action is, it's not mega flat. It's not like this. Actually, babe, the action is how high the strings are away from the fretboard. That's what that is. But it's absolutely playable. It's not bad at all. And let's look at intonation. So we are tuned here, not all the way. Oh, what am I doing? Gotta tune the right head. So let's look at the intonation 12th fret. A little bit higher. A is there. D is there. Twelfth fret, all fine. earlier I checked this. Oh, G could be a little bit adjusted. Even in the 24th fret, so I'm thinking intonation-wise, this is absolutely fine. I'll be right back, wait. You film this for a sec. So in my unboxing video, I tried to use this supplied tremolo arm, which, as you can see, has no thread or anything. So I put that in and it immediately fell out again. Someone said that they think it is adjustable in the back with a hex screw. Well, I cannot see any hex screw. I'm gonna open this, which means I'm gonna have to fast forward this video. There is no screw. We are not screwed. So, there clearly is no screw. We are not screwed. Absolutely not screwed. So, I'm thinking, I say so a lot, and I look at the mic a lot, even though you're there. I'm thinking you're supposed to use it like this. So, excuse me, Harley Benton, but completely not usable. It's got way too much give, wobble, and you're pulling... Am I doing something wrong here? There is no screw, as far as I can see. So, do not get the tremolo version, because it's pointless. Get the fixed bridge version, and you're good. So, how much did that tremolo waggling... Not really. Good. So here's what you all want to hear. What does it sound like? Which is really, really what matters. Actually, going over the fretboard gave it a little bit of shine. It was very flat. So, let's get rid of the polytune. And let's get to the meat and potatoes. Absolutely phenomenal sound quality for a guitar in this price range, including way more expensive guitars. You have asked me Is Thomann pre-selecting these guitars to send me? I can't tell you. I really don't think so, because I've gotten faulty guitars, and if they had pre-selected this, they would have never sent me one with the glue here and the fretboard shit. So these are all different in how the flaws are. I don't know, English is crap. But even if this was an ugly-ass guitar with all the flaws, for that money to get a guitar that sounds this much like a mahogany guitar, and is such a fat and round ploppy attack with this impulse, fuck the top, fuck the way that it looks, it's a very playable, extremely good sounding guitar. And I have a lot of students' guitars in my hands. I also own at least 2 guitars worth about $6,000, so I know what really good guitars sound like. I know what the originals of this sound like. You know, the one that this is modeled after. And this is, when it comes to the tone, extremely surprising. So this is as good as a mahogany guitar under €1,000 will sound. We're way under €1,000, but that's a good specimen of its category. Impressive. Also, some of these jacks have problems with the silent plug from Neutrik, and all of them worked fine except that Ricky copy, so I went to a different cable. Just make sure you are aware of this, that the silent plug could give you some problems. So we're gonna go straight to the hollow body one. Same idea here. Also a PRS style, this time hollow body. Beautiful silver caps on the pickups, which are Wilkinson. On most of these guitars, I've noticed that the fret ends don't poke out of the fretboard, if you can show this, Leslie. So the fret ends are actually capped, or if there's a binding, they're hidden in the binding, so there's no fret ends poking out. And you know, we like to do this thing. There's nothing sticking out at all. Look at this action. The action is really nice and low. You can see here, can you see this? That looks like the paint has chipped a little bit, or they got air under it. That is really one of the flaws we can find. I don't know if we need these, you know, kind of flowery, starry inlays, but they just try to make this guitar look even more luxurious, which I think they went a little bit overboard. What I do not like, let me see, there's crap on the floor. When you look into the F-holes, they painted it black so that there's no light wood poking through, but in this F-hole, can you see this? Can you see the wood? Go a little bit closer. Yeah, you can see it. How it kind of looks charred and not really sanded off well. It kind of looks chipped there. That's not very nice. So when you actually poke your head into the F-holes, you can see some shoddy craftsmanship there. Then again, let's remember the price. You know, if we really go and we're picky with these guitars, obviously obviously in the detail, that's good. Obviously, when we look at the detail, we're gonna find a few flaws. Other than that, yeah, here you can see that. You can see that the center line isn't really centered in the middle of the pickup. And it's also not 100% centered right in the middle of the strings. It would have to be here. And it's also not centered in the middle of the pin. For those who think that a guitar under €300... What happened here? Oh, okay. It's got a big scratch in the paint here. Can you see that scratch? Let me see. No? There. That's probably something you can't buff out. So yeah, it's got a little bit of a scratch. Other than that, the top is absolutely beautiful. Again, we have mahogany. I'm thinking mahogany. Everything the same. And semi-hollow. So... the body isn't very thick, but we have a very thick feel here. The neck has a big round shape. There's an extra bulge here to reinforce the headstock, because that's a popular breaking point. Yeah, so let's listen to it. Much thicker and rounder than the non-hollow body version. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing! The attack on the other one was a little bit faster. This one's tamer when it comes to the attack. And dry. Very mature, adult, real sound. Not a kiddie guitar sound, but a real mahogany hollow body sound. So if you can live without, absolute perfection on the visual details, very tunable. And the bridge, come back here, Leslie. The bridge cannot be adjusted except, which is kind of cool, the B and the G string for some reason. So this can be adjusted for intonation reasons. Oh, intonation, let's check that. We already know that it's really well set up when it comes to the string height. So we gotta... So let's compare. E... Okay. Now D could get some help. Hey. It doesn't know what it's supposed to do there. Only the D string could use some help. However you do this, maybe, I don't know. But it's pretty damn close. So pretty good setup right out of the factory. So we're moving on to one that you probably all want to see. I think, what is this? The SC550 Paradise Flame or something like this. Not quite sure exactly what the model numbers are. We're going to smear it a little bit. Now, visually, this is a stunner. This is an incredibly beautiful, or as Leslie would call it, butt ugly, because it got stripes, guitar. That obviously is following a very traditional shape, but they improved it a little bit, by pulling this a little bit longer and making this a little bit pointier. So these are very, very close to the top, which I like. They don't stand out too much. Okay, it's got a boot. Here we go. Hello. Here we go. I think we're good. So let's look at some flaws. We have the binding, which is good, and all the fret ends are actually, again, are not poking through the binding, and when you check, no frets are standing out. They're actually nicely polished. An absolutely stunning top. That's why it's called the Paradise Flame. And should I get this down a little bit here? And we can clearly see that here it's actually all centered. So the attention to detail is a little bit better than on the other ones. And here you can maybe see that the binding is a little bit shorter than the actual top. So you can see that there's actually the top glued on, which we assume is maple. But obviously the actual flame is a very thin veneer, otherwise it would be impossible to keep that price. Now, it comes with these strap locks, which is done to suggest high-end, because a very high-end guitar you want to protect with strap locks. Any guitar should have strap locks. If I see any of you just putting their strap on the guitar, please let me come and beat you up, because it's stupid. Invest in some strap locks. And let me actually, I have some in stock. I don't even know how these work. So, Harley Benton makes these for extremely little money. And these are pretty much, as far as I can see, yes. They're pretty much clones of the Schaller strap locks, okay? And we know they work, and it's a very simple system. So if you want this, I mean, I would always suggest the Dario strap locks, but okay. And DiMarzio, not the Dario. DiMarzio, what am I talking about? But you can simply put these on your guitar. They also, I think, come in silver and gold. Now, these, can you see that inside? They're supposed to have bolts from all sides that kind of go into this groove right here. Let me go closer to the mic. They go into this groove. So you pull this back, and the bolts retract, and then you release it, and the bolts, go into this groove. Only that they don't. And it literally doesn't work. It simply does not. Now, you put the strap on like this, which is the strap on. Put the strap on there, clamp it, and this one screw tightens it. That's a nice system. You tighten, and then they still don't work. Now, they could be bad ones, but someone on my channel, after seeing the unboxing, already commented saying he's got the previous version of this, which was, I think, called the L550 Flame Paradise, something, I don't know. And they also had these, and they didn't work. And then they sent him new ones, same model, and they also didn't work. So we are 3 out of 3 for fail. But Thomann also offered him to send him a different kind of strap lock, of equal value, but he decided against that. So again, we have 3 of these. Wait a second. Oh, that's just the. Oh, no. Nah. We have 3 of these that don't work. So my recommendation would be just don't include them. Include some that work, or don't. I mean, I personally don't need them, so why include something that's gonna make you look bad? Okay? Don't be tempted to buy this guitar because it comes with cool strap locks, because they are cool but don't work. 3 out of 3 pretty much means they don't work. So, other than that, we have vintage style tuners who, for my taste, are sticking out a little bit too much. Can you see that, Leslie? When you look down up here, I think they're sticking out a little bit too much. That's not very sexy. But that might just be how they are and how vintage tuners are, these instruments. Other than that, we've got beautiful mahogany. Same here, it's an all mahogany guitar, and that is also the sound we're getting. The action is okay. Intonation. Absolutely fine. What else do we want? That's got a very mean mid-bite somewhere, 1 or 2K or something there, maybe a little bit lower. Could be great, distorted, but clean. It's a little bit nasal. It's actually a lot of bit nasal. But distorted, that could be cool. Mahogany sound, nice and warm and round, and I'm thinking there is absolutely no competition in this price range when it comes to the visuals. Absolutely to the visuals. It's mind-blowing how beautiful this guitar looks, and it's got the sound you expect from this make with this wood combination. Very nice neck joint here, which is a little bit more modern. So that's my first impression. Again, for the price, I'm thinking unbeatable with minor flaws. Oh, we have to show this flaw. Some dirt got in the paint right there. And our beautiful top has a little bit of a black sparkle in it. That's kind of sad. But other than that, I mean, we're talking about, you're on stage and you want to impress people. None of these flaws will be visual. None of those flaws will be visible from even where you're standing now. No one's standing 2 meters away. 2 meters, that's about 6 feet. I know things. Now we're looking at the TE Fablo. I don't know what number that is. It's a TE something. It's a hollow body. I think they are also called thin lines when it comes to the Telecaster. Of course, I'm not allowed to say Telecaster, but then again, I don't work for anyone, so I can say Flubelcaster if I want to. And we are in tune. Only the tiniest bit under. Again, tuners work very precisely. I don't know where we are price-wise here. It might be 200, something like that. Intonation, let's check this while the tuner is on. I gotta... Yeah, we'd have to work on this just a little bit. The lower strings are a tad too high. Action is absolutely acceptable. Again, the fret ends don't stick out. The fret ends are nicely closed up. There's nothing sticking out at the sides. It's a very fast, natural maple neck. The back, don't ask me, could be mahogany. Who knows? The strings go through the body. When I look at these string ends, they look kind of old. I don't know what's happening there. There's a more modern kind of bridge on this, not the traditional Telecaster bridge. Very thick metal, so this should give us a nice attack. And obviously Wilkinson P90 style single coils with a 3-position switch. And when we look into the holes, there again is some inconsistencies with the wood and the painting, and it's not all black. And here it looks kind of like a slaughterhouse. It's, I don't know, can you try to get that wall back there? It's not particularly pretty. But then again, how many times do you look into your guitar? So, I mean, we're bitching on a major level here. We're bitching about minute details on a 200 euro guitar. So it's not fair to be that critical, really. The center line, barely visible. Wow, barely. It is centered, but the pin is, again, south of it. Okay, it's not centered. Don't know if it has to be. And we'll give it a listen. Clean. Thick. It comes out like bwah. Very massive. Lacking a little bit in the high end. Again, a much more mature and usable sound than a lot of guitars in this price range, where usually you find it enough that something comes out and it sounds like an electric guitar tone. You usually don't say, hey, I'm spending 200 bucks on a guitar, it really needs to sound like a hollow body thin line with P90s, which this covers, and it covers it in a beautiful package. So the the expectations gotta match the price point. And the price point is ridiculous. And my expectations would have been, hey, if it's in tune and intonation is okay and it looks good, fine, something comes out even better. But what comes out is a very mature tone, not the beginning budget tone. That's all I can say. Again, thicker, it's a straight headstock here. It's a little bit thicker to make sure it doesn't break. Again, impressive. Now this is a little bit more difficult because I actually don't know too much about the Ricky. Okay? I always imagined these for some reason to be a lot bigger. I imagined them to be longer, and I imagined the body to be bigger. I don't know why. Maybe this isn't the right scale. I don't know. But in pictures or in videos, you know, you see Tom Petty playing one. Maybe he's a tiny guy. But I always imagined this to be bigger. It is not. Someone immediately on the unboxing video said, well, it doesn't have those single coils that it's supposed to have, and it's... I literally do not know how close this comes to the original. The original apparently is maple. This is probably maple the way I can see it. This to me looks to be mahogany. This to me looks to be... I'm rhyming. So I, again, have no clue how close we are to the guitar that is the godfather of this. We've already seen in the unboxing video that there's one of the yes, right, Bruno, one of the stickers is missing. Because we got silver stickers here and this one is missing. As far as the cavity where's my... The F-hole goes, no, it's not that much cleaner. And there's some red paint in there. Apparently they don't think we look in these. Well, you know what? We look in these. The dots here are simple plastic, which is totally okay. It's pretty funny. It's got the Gibson-style bell truss rod cover, which apparently you can use as long as it doesn't look like a Gibson. What else? We've got a cream binding. Cream binding on the fretboard, where again the frets don't show on the side. Absolutely beautiful. It feels really good. The action is a little bit higher, but this is not a shredder guitar, so do we really care? And let's listen to it. I don't even know how this... What's going on here? This turns even though I'm already all the way up. Means it's a little bit loose. So again, I don't know what a Ricky is supposed to feel like. It's supposed to be very chimey, I've been told. It is. Something's buzzing here. Some screw... Something somewhere is buzzing. It's weird for me with the with this little bridge over the strings because I can't really mute the way I'm supposed to, and my hand feels a little bit too high. But that's not a problem of, you know, the Harley Benton brand. That's a problem with me not being used to this kind of guitar. Let's go for this. I can't sing or know the lyrics. You know that song, right? And that guy plays that guitar. That's why I'm doing this. yeah, in the middle, we are chime central. How am I doing this? It's fun. It's a fun guitar. It's got that hollow body sound because it's a hollow body. Have we done the intonation test? A little bit too high on the A. Only the A string, and you obviously can adjust the intonation here, but it's just a test of how well it has been adjusted right from the factory. And again, I'm thinking this is playable right out of the box, and if you need the Ricky, but cannot spend $3,500, this might be a nice introduction to that style of guitar. And we're moving on. Boink. Now this one I have not, I'm trying to plug it in here. I have not touched at all so far. Boy, everything is thick on this thing. That neck feels like not a baseball bat. It feels like one of those things that is on the side of the road to keep the cars on the road. Leitplanke. Guardrail? Guardrail. Guardplanke. Light rail. Light rail, that sounds like from Star Wars. Holy flying crap, baby, show that shit. This is a serious neck. This is a neck for people who are serious. Vintage tuners, let's look at it. We got a actually kind of nice sunburst with, as my mom pointed out, a pickguard that is so ugly compared to the body that it is pretty again. It has come all the way around to pretty. That's how ugly it is. We got, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 frets. That is classic, not even the 22. This is where the center line is of the body, but since the body is asymmetrical, it kind of goes like this. So, everything in cream. We got Wilkinson P90s. Congo, can I help you? Block inlays. I just posted something on the Fano Guitars Facebook site today. He was like, oh, look at the beautiful block inlays with binding. And I'm like, what beautiful block inlays and binding? I'm not a fan of this because that, for me, that's jazz bass. But he seems to like it. So, Dennis, way to go. You can like this. A little bit of crap on the neck here. I licked it now. It's worth more money. Hey, that is actually in the wood, I think. Okay. Again, frets are beautifully melded into the binding. Don't come out. Let's see what the tuning is like out of the box, because this has not been pre-tuned by me. With a beautiful TC Electronic Polytune clip. Well, this is how it came from Harley Benton. Can't expect a guitar to be in tune when it comes out of the box, but it's pretty damn close. Let's look at intonation. E is there. A is there. D is there. Intonation perfect. I can't check 24th fret because it doesn't have one. So that is impressive. Can't really get better than that. This is really far in the front. Again, I'm not a jazz master. I don't know if I can call it. I can call it whatever I want. Kind of guy, but let's check it out without the delay first. Fat ass P90 sound. Hey, what's going on here? Feels like a very long ass neck, but I guess that's traditional. Sound feels very true. It feels very true. No, it feels very I can feel and hear the metal of the string, kind of like with my LSL Telecaster. I have the feeling that I'm very close to the sound. No bells and whistles, just no bells and whistles. Just Leslie's breaking up behind the camera. No bells and whistles. Just tone. Oh, that with a slight breakup would be killer. Can I get that here? I don't think I can get that here. That probably just killed the mic preamp. Cool. So, it actually does have a lot to offer. Roundness in the front. A lot more sparkle in the middle. And a nice Mittennook. Nice in the back. Plays fine, and it's got that look that is not me, but a lot of people love. So, cool. We're gonna go for this puppy first. first, and then the little. So we have the Red Special. Of course, we all know that this is supposed to be the Red Special. Everyone who sees this guitar, without a doubt, knows it's supposed to be the Red Special. What is the Red Special? The Red Special is the guitar that Brian May from Queen built with his father, as far as I know, by himself, and the only guitar he's ever played. Actually, that's not true. Joe Satriani gave him a JS1000, one that he painted himself, and he played it on his first solo album, or whatever it's called, don't remember what it's called. But he played one song with it, and it sounded immediately like Satriani, because it had that mid-spectrum that Satriani loves. Leslie just told me Satriani's coming to a venue really close to here, and he wants freaking €80 a ticket. I love Satriani, but €80 a ticket? Holy flying crap. People don't pay for albums anymore, so the concert tickets go up like crazy. 0.0001 cent per play on Spotify. And people ask why I do videos. And why people ask $80 for a concert ticket. $80 for a concert ticket. I saw Metallica for 40 marks. That's €20. Okay, now 80. 20, 80. Stop using Spotify, you fuckers. Okay. Oh, big ass angle on the headstock. And again, fatter part right here to avoid neck breakages. So again, Brian May built this with his dad, as far as I know. Out of a thing that was over a fireplace, like a fireplace piece of wood that was over the fireplace or something like this, that was really old. A mantle, ah. So I built it out of a mantle from a fireplace. Thank you, woman behind the camera. Okay, for those of you like me who have never played this type of guitar, it feels as if everything's moved a little bit to the left. Like a double cut from Gibson, like the SG, it feels strange if you're not used to it, because everything is kind of over here, instead of over here. So, where would it usually be here, I'm here now. But that's okay, so, I don't know how this works. Someone posted pickup on and off, and then in phase and out of phase for these 3 single coils. The tremolo, that arm actually has a thread on it, so it sticks in there. Actually has some down action. It's got a carve that you can go back a little bit. How well it works, double-edged, we will see. The tremolo block on that PRS style guitar was really thick. You want a thick tremolo block. Here it looks extremely thin, and that means there isn't a lot of weight and there isn't a lot of balls that your tone will have. I don't know if this is traditional on this guitar, or if this is something where we just save some money. This looks like a cheap-ass tremolo block. Other than that, as far as the woods are concerned, I couldn't tell you what this is. No clue. Double binding. It is absolutely... this is how this guitar has to look. So let's look at intonation. E's bitter high. Ooh. A is clocking in a little bit too high. D2. Okay, this might need some work, but of course it's easy because it's adjustable with screws from the back. Could be adjusted a tiny bit better. So we're gonna go ahead and listen. This is the first for me. And... oh, okay. So these are on and off switches. No idea how this works on stage in the spur of the moment. So front pickup. action is nice. Plays really beautifully. Well, this apparently is in and out of phase. Now, if you're only using one pickup, it's not going to make a big difference whether they're in and out of phase, because you're just switching the phase and it sounds the same. It matters when we use several at the same time. Middle. And I have a lot of people now, based on the first video, who are willing to send me a sixpence piece. Apparently there is a sixpence piece that existed till 1971 when Britain changed to the decimalization or something, the decimal something. I've been taught, I love when people comment and tell me shit, because I thought it's a 5 pence piece and I just said 6 pence piece, but it actually is a 6 pence piece and was wrong about my correction of the 5 pence piece. And there's up to, in the 40s there were silver, no one wants to give me a silver one, but apparently Brian likes to use those, so I think I will get at least one 6 pence piece, whatever time frame from, to do the demo, so we get the truest approximation of his tone. I can't play like that anyway, so, and I don't have an AC30. That's a nice tone here. Goes down a little bit in volume back there. So let's see front and middle. It's very chimey when you have one of them. When you have both of them, it's all of a sudden a little bit pleh. So we're gonna kick the front out of phase. There's that out of phase sound. All of a sudden, thin. And middle out of phase. That's thinner in a different way. Yeah, that's got a different kind of... Yeah, and then... It's got more... different kind of... Again, when you put both of them out of phase, completely pointless. So we're gonna try middle and back. Why not that? Off? No, front and back. Here, which I wouldn't want to switch in the middle of a show, but it gives you all the options that the original will give you. Obviously you can't buy the original. I think there's a high-end copy, don't know what it costs. This is the low-end copy, which, you know what, might just do the trick. Which leaves us with one more guitar.
Really? You want to play guitar? What, do you have an electric guitar?
No, my mommy said I should ask you.
Well, why don't you buy the Harley Benton model? It's black and it's very nice.
Well, why don't we order it then from TE?
Well, I think we should. Do you have an amplifier? They also offer a variety of amplifiers.
Well, I do have the situation where I have students that are too little or have hands that are too small, where they still need a guitar that is half size or 3/4 size. And actually the body of this seems to be even smaller than the Ibanez and Squier models. What I absolutely hate on the Ibanez and Squier models is that the tuners suck balls. I've had several students buying these guitars, and all of them I had to order tuner heads, which I usually order from Harley Benton because it's not worth putting expensive tuners on there. And we replaced them, and from that point on, they worked fine. Here, pretty thick neck, as far as I can see, which I'm thinking for students might be overkill. It might have to be shaved off a little bit more like an Ibanez neck. Plastic dots. No complicated switching, just three position switch. Why can I not say 3-position switch? It switches rather hard. That's what she said. Kids might have a problem with that. One of my students always has this off and loses it. Strings are pretty high above the body. The action could be just a little bit better for students, but usually we're in this area anyway. Straight headstock with string trees, which is nice. So the pressure is nice on the nut here. Wow, this is not tuned. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a tune ski and see how it does that. Something is buzzing here. Don't know what is buzzing. Well, something back here is buzzing. I don't like that. Again, the tuners work magic. If you have the Ibanez or Squier model, I've seen both. They're these really big, kind of plasticky looking things back here, and you tune and nothing happens, and then BAM! It jumps a half step, and then nothing happens, and they're the biggest crap ever. These actually work. So this would already get my approval over these other guitars, which are not cheap for what they offer. The only novelty aspect is that they're small, and they definitely take your money for it. So let's look at intonation. E and E. Oh, can't find the A, okay. Works for me. Absolutely fine. Let's listen. I mean, it's black. What are we gonna say about it? Probably 17-piece body. Cannot tell you how much it is. A lot of output for this tiny puppy.
Mr. Pauli, can I play Mario with it?
Sure you can, Tommy.
But you don't want to. We play jazz. That gets a little bit bitey. That's typical student guitar sound. The little bitey, please, please, please buy a different guitar sound. If you're a guitar teacher, this can get annoying. And of course, they always come in with bridge position. And do that, and God, do I hate it. Not much of a tone here, but it's playable. It's unbreakable looking at the neck. I could kill people with that. And it's tunable, and it's extremely light. It's definitely lighter than its equivalents. Intonation is halfway decent. And it's got the shapings that this type of guitar needs for the students. So, as a beginning guitar for the kids, hey. But we're of course going to look at that in more detail. Then there's the Höfner Bass. Well, I'll look at that for a second. Obviously, we need a bass amp for this, but hey, my bass amp is upstairs. Oh, this is difficult to hold. Nice and thick tuners. Can't imagine that they're standard on the old model. I don't think they had that technology back in the day. Okay, me likey. Bass on. No, we don't do that with it. I think this needs flat wounds, not round wounds. I think that is more traditional for this style of bass, as far as I know. But it already has a very round, kind of midsy, almost fretlessy kind of tone. Both. Okay. Well, one of the stupidest things of bass building and delivering history that I've ever seen is to deliver the bass. What the crap? This wasn't on the. It wasn't on the little thingy on the rider here. Okay. Okay, so on these basses, it's volume is in the back. Volume 1, volume 2? I don't know what's going on. traditionally on these bases, the bridge is not affixed or glued or screwed onto the body. So this is technically movable if I lower the string tension a little bit. But what they did is they put a piece of foam in between to protect the top, which I'm not sure that's what you do, because you want the bridge to have a nice connection with the body so that the body vibrates. Now, if you put styrofoam in between it to protect the body, what you're getting is not a good connection. What, guys, am I seeing this wrong? Please tell me, am I seeing this wrong? Let's see, no F-holes. Nice finish. Beautiful sunburst, violin kind of a... Wow, look at this shit. The neck also sunburst. Holy crapola. The headstock in the back sunburst, matching. Not in the front. What the fuck, people? Come on, that is stupid. You have a sunburst, bursted neck and headstock in the back, but then in the front it's black. I don't care what the original looked like. Give me that in the front, because that is stupid to put the money in the back and not in the front. Did that sound dirty? No? Good then. So, that is my very, very long first impression. Thank you for going on this journey with me. And I know a little bit better what to do now for the demos. And they will be coming at some point in time. I did this, so those of you who really wanted to know very quickly, I'm going to use my link below to buy. Can do so now, if this is enough for you. And my approval on most of these, for most of the features. Really unbeatable at this price, absolutely. Highly doubt Thomann sent these to me pre-selected so that I would, you know, give you a biased opinion. My opinion is not biased. I bitched about crap. And there is bitch to crap about. What? Crap to bitch about. That sounded bad. So I think for the price, again, Harley Benton guitars, completely unbeatable. Tell me what else you can get for that money that looks like this and sounds like this. Please, in the comments below, subscribe if you haven't. And please share, because we need to spread the community that watch me do stuff. I will see you on the flippity flop.